What is up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Michigan week. Oh, I hate those guys. For Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. That's right, it's Michigan week. It's hate week. All the good things in life. Obviously, we're breaking down the game as we build up to a Thanksgiving, then the game on Saturday. So first of all, I have an updated recruit visit list. So updated visitors. This is quite robust. So hang on to your britches. I'm going to go fast. Then we're going to get into some quick breakdown from the statistics of Ohio State versus Michigan. I know that sometimes you can say you can throw the stats out the window, but we still have to look at it, I think, from the numbers point of view at times, from an analytical point of view. So we're going to quickly do that as well. All right, here comes your recruiting visitors list for the Michigan game. This one just popped yesterday. 2023 four-star quarterback out of Washington. He is a Washington commit currently. Lincoln Feinholz is set to take an official visit to Ohio State for this weekend's game. That's interesting to me because don't forget, we already have a quarterback in this class, Brock Glenn, out of Memphis. He's a lower four-star quarterback. So interesting that they're going after another quarterback in here. Are they expecting Glenn to flip, or are they going to back off? Have they backed off? So that's number one to keep in mind. Now let's run through this list. A lot of these I talked about yesterday on Monday's recruiting show. So I'm going to repeat some names, but we're going to go in order of class. So starting with the 2023 kids, visitors, offensive tackle Samson Okunlola, defensive end Damon Wilson, wide receiver Brandon Ennis, offensive tackle Luke Montgomery, defensive lineman Jason Moore, defensive end Joshua Mickens, inside O-lineman guard Joshua Padilla, linebacker Arvell Reese, cornerback Jermaine Matthews, offensive lineman Austin Saravel, wide receiver Bryson Rogers, safety Cedric Hawkins. That's all for 2023. 2024 class, safety KJ Bolden, corner Ellis Robinson IV, corner Bryce West, defensive end Nigel Smith, defensive end King Joseph Edwards. I gotta start calling myself that. Offensive lineman Jordan Seaton, offensive lineman Ian Moore, linebacker Christopher Jones, wide receiver Tassir Denmark. Don't forget, committing on Thanksgiving. So if he commits to Ohio State, he'll definitely be at Ohio State for the Michigan game. If he goes somewhere else, probably not so much. Anyways, continuing with 24s. Edwin Spillman, linebacker. Defensive end, Elias Rudolph. Safety, Garrett Stover. Corner, Miles Lockhart. Wide receiver, Elijah Moore. Offensive lineman, this is 2025 right here. Offensive lineman, Mason Short. Linebacker, Weston Port. Quarterback, Ryan Montgomery. And tight end, Emery Winston. That is your updated list for the Michigan game. Obviously, things can fall out, and could fall out at the last minute. You never freaking know. Anyways, all right. Now let's break down this Ohio State-Michigan game from a numbers point of view. I'm going to throw a lot of numbers at you. So here we go. Starting off, Michigan, their offense versus Ohio State's defense. A couple I want to point out. Points per game. Michigan averaging 39.4. Ohio State allowing 16.9. Yards per game. Michigan putting up 452.6. Ohio State allowing 283.4. God, that's so much better than last year. Let's go yards per play. Michigan, 21st in the country with 6.3. Ohio State, number 5 in the country, allowing 4.3. Third down conversions, Michigan, 46.9. Ohio State allowing 29.19. Red zone scoring, Michigan, 93.22%. Ohio State allowing 90.91%. All right, let's flip it over. Ohio State's offense versus Michigan. Points per game. Buckeyes put up 46.5 points. That's best in the country. Michigan also best in the country at allowing just 11.7. Interesting there, huh? Yards per play. Buckeyes 7.3. Michigan allowing 3.9. Both of those are best in the country. And red zone scoring. Buckeyes 96.3%. Michigan allowing 78.95%. That's number 34 in the country. Could be a little bit of an issue there if we get in the red zone. Remember that. Okay, let's talk rushing. Michigan's rushing attack against the Buckeyes. Yards per rush, 5.5. That's number 9 in the country for Michigan. Buckeyes allowing 3.1. That's number 4 in the country. Rushing yards per game, Michigan, 243.8. Ohio State allowing 107.9. Another big swing, big change from last year for the Buckeyes, right? All right, let's talk Buckeyes rushing game. Rushing yards per rush. Buckeyes running it for 5.5 also. Michigan allowing 2.8. Rushing yards per game. Buckeyes putting up 203.5. Michigan allowing 79.5. That's best in the country. Let's talk passing. Not one of Michigan's strong suits, obviously. Completion percentage, 65.87. That's number 20 in the country. Buckeyes allowing 58.47. Yards per pass, 7.8 for Michigan. Buckeyes allowing 6.4. Passing yards per game. Michigan putting up 208.8. We know that's not their bag, baby. And Ohio State allowing through the air 175.5 yards per game. QB sacks. Michigan allowing or giving up 3.93%. This is a sack percentage. Buckeyes 9.34%. That's 8th in the country. All right, let's talk Buckeye passing attack. That's kind of what we do. Let's go completion percentage. Buckeyes 67.07. That's 11th in the country. Michigan allowing 53.59. Again, with Michigan's defense, you do have to take in strength of schedule and the shit offenses they have faced, in my opinion. Just my 2 cents. Let's talk passing yards for the Buckeyes. Buckeyes putting up 289.2. Michigan allowing 161.7 per game. Interceptions thrown percentage, 1.22% by the Buckeyes. Michigan, 2.4%. So they don't get a lot of picks. That's 65th in the country. QB sacks, Buckeyes allow a sack percentage of 2.09. That's really, really good. Michigan getting 8.49%. That's not bad. All right, let's talk turnovers. Oh, I love a good cherry turnover this time of year. A little frosting on top. Anyways, let's talk football still. Turnover margin per game. Michigan plus 0.5. That's 31st in the country. Buckeyes are giving up minus 0.8. So Buckeyes are 8th in the country, taking it away. Buckeyes on offense, plus 0.8 turnovers per game, and Michigan on defense, minus 0.5, 31st, like I mentioned. Let's go penalties per game. This is one that concerns me, especially when we're talking about Ohio State's offensive line. Penalties per game, Michigan, 4.1. That's number 9 in the country. Buckeyes, 5.5. That is 84th in the country. That's on defense, by the way. So you flip that over, penalties per game on offense, Ohio State, 5.5. That's 42nd. And then going against Michigan's 3.7. That's number 130 in the country. So they get some penalties going on, apparently, when they're on defense. Good to know. All right. So all in all, some interesting things, especially in the run game and the pass game. Obviously, we expect Michigan to be strong in the run game and Buckeyes strong in the pass game. That is we bear that out here, but that Ohio State defense, where I see a lot of difference, is in the yards per game, red zone scoring, things like that, points per game. Michigan's not going to put up 40 on this Ohio State defense. All right. And conversely, I think Ohio State will definitely put up over 30 on this Michigan defense. So a lot of points here that I know you can say throughout the record books and the stats and all that shit, but completion percentage is something that Michigan's hurting at. So all we got to do is shut down the run. We'll see what the health of Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards is. I think they were also missing an offensive lineman, and they're missing their best pass rusher on defense. So let's see how the health of both teams comes out, and Mayan and Trey for the Buckeyes, Matt Jones, what's his health. So let's see how the week progresses, and keep it locked in here. We'll be talking about the game all week, and I'll keep updating the recruiting all week long. And so if this list changes, I'll let you know. So that's all I got for you today. A nice long one. That's what she said. Had to get you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.